Shalom, dear intercessors and watchmen on the walls of Jerusalem. Well, the wave of terror that has plagued Israel and specifically Jerusalem over the past few months continued this week with a stabbing attack in the Old City. Fortunately, the two religious Jews that were attacked were able to escape from this attack with minor injuries, but it shows that this present wave of terror is not over yet, and we need to continue to pray. Prime Minister Netanyahu gave the order this week to one of the Likud Knesset members, Yariv Levin, to come up with legislation that will help the government to deter terrorists from attacking and hopefully will be able to fight off this wave of terror. Now, these suggested laws include not returning the dead bodies of terrorists back to their families in Israel for public burials, where they will be celebrated as heroes and where they will promote terror against Israel. But the Israeli government will instead bury these terrorists in secret locations. Also, all terrorists, and including their immediate family members, will be stripped of their Israeli citizenship, and after they have served their sentences in prison, the terrorists will be deported from Israel. Also, the homes of terrorists will be demolished within 24 hours, and families with children who have been involved in terror attacks, stone throwing, etc., will lose their social security benefits, including also being stripped of their driver's license for 10 years. So these are some of the suggestions now that are being made here in order to fight against this wave of Islamic terror. The Supreme Court in Israel has already overruled one of these proposed laws, and the Israeli Nobel Prize winner Professor Yisrael Aumann stated this week that the Supreme Court in Israel is the greatest problem in Israel right now. We have tried, and it is also, in fact, he said, a danger to Israeli democracy, because the Supreme Court many times overrules what the government has decided, because they say it is against against the human rights of the offenders and so on. And so we need to pray for this, because over the years we have warned many times that the Supreme Court is a great problem in Israel, and we need to pray that its influence will be diminished over Israel. Right now, the greatest controversy in Israel is a proposed law to establish in law that Israel is the national home for the Jewish people, as well as being a democracy where all the citizens have equal rights. But the law is supposed to strengthen the Jewish character of Israel. Now, this proposed law is meeting with great opposition from many directions, including the State Department in the US, and also the Palestinians, the Hamas, and also Mahmoud Abbas has spoken out. They have spoken out against this proposal. Prime Minister Netanyahu has promised that he will push through with this law. He says it's very important, but it is threatening, in fact, to break up the coalition government in Israel, which will mean that there will be new elections soon. We believe it is very important to pray that Prime Minister Netanyahu will succeed in pushing through with this law to strengthen the Jewish character of the state of Israel. And you can read more about that in an article that we recommend in this week's update. Finally, we also need to mention that the failure of Israel to defeat Hamas in the war in Gaza this past summer is a major reason for the wave of terror that is now plaguing specifically Jerusalem. This, coupled with the advances of ISIS or IS, are the main reasons for the wave of terror. And so the former or the son of one of the founders of Hamas, Musab Youssef, he said, or he is called the son of Hamas, known as the son of Hamas. He encouraged Israel this week that Israel must launch a new offensive in Gaza this winter to defeat Hamas, or Hamas will become a major problem for Israel in the near future. This is something that we also need to cover in prayer. We stated many times this past summer that the job is not finished in Gaza, and it's just a matter of time before the next war will break out. We also want to give you a praise report this week. This week the rains have been falling all over Israel. In fact, it's been the heaviest winter rains for 20 years. In Israel, this means life, and so we need to thank God. This week we could see also a rainbow over the Temple Mount, which is Mount Zion, right after we last week asked all of you to pray for the Temple Mount. So we see that as a sign from God that He is answering our prayers and God is blessing Israel. So we need to give thanks for that. Finally, the dates have now been set for our exciting upcoming tour to the Feast of Tabernacles here in Jerusalem next year, 2015. We're going to give you more information about that in coming weeks, but the dates are set for September 25 to October 6, 2015. The tours from the U.S. will begin already on September 24 and arrive here on September 25. So plan to be with us, and let's pray for this very important tour that will include a prayer rally here in Jerusalem for the Temple Mount and the right of the Jewish people to pray on their most holy site. We call this Cry for Zion. So thank you for standing with us. It is exciting to see what God is doing, and God bless you, and shalom from Jerusalem.